You wake up in your 16 years old body and the year you were that age. You have all of your current memories and abilities. What do you do with your life? Go outside more. Basically just sat in front of my computer that year. This is my most sincerely held fantasy. 1981 I would go insane with grief over my wife and daughter. Buy a guitar. Start a metal band and die young. Fuck it, I'm done. Try to figure out my class schedule as I've long forgotten what that was. Take better care of my car and my grades. Have the courage to talk to the girls, especially the ones I found out too late who were interested in me at that time. Look at different options for career paths. Invest in what we all now know are sure things and make a few sports bets. Hug my grandparents tightly and spend more time with them. Go to therapy and handle my depression before it gets out of hand. Everything else, I'd do pretty much the same, just that this time, I'll actually enjoy it and make some friends along the way instead of just trying to survive. Don't date that girl for almost 4 years. A 44-year-old brain and a 16-year-old body. I'm gonna get shit done. Starting with my 401k. I'd have a lot more confidence and more of a screw you attitude toward drama and unkind actions from peers. Don't succumb to the stereotypes of the era and take the home economics class I wanted to do. I could learn to cook but was afraid to because it was a girl thing to do. I would have discovered my love for cooking at an age I could have really done something with it. Get mom to a hospital before the blood clot forms in her leg. Hug mom and dad. I try and save the family vineyard. It wasn't until we sold it in 2010 that I realized exactly how special having land like that is. I was only 16 at the time, but I would have focused my studies on viticulture and winemaking so I could have stayed in that industry. I try to make better decisions. Invest in Amazon and Google. Not give a shit about what people think of me and be true to myself. Get on the right medication I so desperately needed. It would have changed everything. Lose the weight. Save my grandmother by insisting they take her to a different hospital. Convince her to leave her abusive partner. Spend more time with my younger sibling and cat. Cherish everything I've lost. Find and meet my wife 5 years before we met. I need that time with her. She passed away 3 months ago and I'd do anything for more time with her. Go straight to a psychiatrist to get ADHD medicine. Break up with my boyfriend and cut my toxic best friend out of my life. Would sure as hell save me a lot of trauma and consequential therapy. Cry because now I have to redo high school again. Tell my dad to go get checked for cancer. And give him a hug. Edit thanks for awards. Let's give the people we love hugs tonight. Run away from my toxic mother as far as possible, and claw my way into an emancipation order with the courts. Save my money and invest in Amazon, Facebook, Google and Bitcoin. Make shed loads of cash, forget about university and take care of my family. Actually apply myself academically during high school and go to college straight out instead of in my late 30s with a husband, house, kids and full-time job. I had no one to tell me how smart I was and how capable. Go to the gym and invest in Bitcoin. Like as much money as I can get my hands on, all into Bitcoin. Not have a cigarette. Not gain 30 pounds after messing up my knee. I would immediately hug both of my younger brothers. They were taken way too soon and I would do anything to have them back. After that I use my knowledge to invest and I start worrying about the future much earlier than I have now. I'm happy again. Call NASA. Tell them to stop the Challenger launch. I would do better in school. At 16 I didn't think I was gonna survive myself. I thought I was gonna end my life before I graduated high school. I never planned for my future. I never buckled down and worked hard even though I've always been smart enough to do so. I'm 25 going on 26 and going back to school to finally get my college degree and there is no time frame on education. I just wish at 16 I invested energy into my future. I felt like I was worth that energy. If I thought for 2 seconds this could truly happen, I have a literal book of things I would change. But, I have an incredibly beautiful and supportive wife, a most remarkably independent daughter and an intelligent, athletic son. They would have to be guaranteed to be born and turn out the way they are now or no deal. I'll continue to live with the burden of regrets if I can't have them. Still, it'd be a kindness if I was able to change a few things. Just stay home that day, Dad. Call off, Mom needs you. Go meet my future husband. He was down the street the whole time and I want more memories with him. Start sports betting, because I doubt I would remember winning lotto numbers on specific dates, but I sure as shit remember who won Super Bowls and World Series. Couple things people keep saying. 1. Bitcoin wasn't invented until I was 32. I'm anti-capitalist, so helping the billionaires become billionaires isn't my thing, but I may give some advice to loved ones. 3. Every Vegas casino has sports books so you can spread bets around there and not do it too often, so you don't raise eyebrows. 4. You don't need to bet a lot on long odds stuff to make a lot of money. A couple of strategically placed $1,000 bets on 1001 odds would have you sitting pretty and also probably not cause a butterfly effect. Better. I do so much better. Cry, due to the loss of my wife and daughter. Whatever I'm doing RNBC, I'm currently 16. Not gestures around vaguely this. Find my wife a lot sooner. Stay in school instead of skipping all the time. Crying face. Get a MRI and deal with my brain tumor sooner. First thing I would do is dump the guy who cheated on me in the first 6 months of our relationship instead of being married to the asshole for over 20 years. I would kiss a girl and I would like it. Think about boobs 18 hours a day and be miserable about it. Seeing as I would enter into a long-term emotionally abusive relationship 5 days after my 16th birthday, I think I would steer clear of that. I'd invest in Bitcoin as well. Not drugs and also not take that truck. I'll take the same route but definitely with more initiative because this journey is happening the way it's supposed to. Stop eating crap. Seek help for ad. Be choosier about guys. Invest, especially since I know what's going to boom. ETA, since so many people like this, I will add that if possible, I want my husband brought back in age, too, and I want the same family. If not, can he be my dad? Totally different relationship, but he's the best man I know. Fix all my life's mistakes after 16 years. Never date my ex-husband. Stay away from the toxic people I've had in my life, even though it would probably be the most painful thing I'd ever do. Invest in Bitcoin, push myself harder my senior year of high school, and just love myself more. Live an entirely different life because I now have the knowledge that my dad's suicide was not my fault. No need to drink myself stupid and look to boys for validation. Assuming we're saying I wake up on my 16th birthday. Warn a bunch of people not to fly on 9/11/2001. Likely end up in a loony bin. But at least I would have tried. I write down key events and memory joggers. Buy lots of gold at $32 Oz. Invest in Vanguard Mutual Fund, Apple stock, and Bitcoin as soon as they are available. Time the tech stock bubble burst of the late 80s. Take some trips to Vegas to make large bets on big sports upsets. Set up some good tax-friendly trusts and charitable corporations. Then spend most my time using the money to further humanitarian and ecology projects. On a personal note, travel more, including hiking the Inca Trail to Machu Picchu when I am young enough to do it. Hug my brother and tell him I love him. Not get type 2 diabetes. Edit. Thanks for all the advice. I do know about all the solutions given. In the UK, so the NHS is taking good care of me. Bet on every fucking sporting event I can and get filthy fucking rich because I know all the outcomes. The fuck else would you do? Biff Tannen that shit. Run fat boy run. Run far FKN away from my hometown to never meet the man I have. Be gear, earlier. Block my then friend. We started going out 2 years ago tomorrow and she was one of the most toxic hateful people I've ever met. Glad I haven't spoken to her in a year. Get on ADHD meds, invest in Google, play stupid, and wait to meet my wife. Run away. Ignore her threats to call CPS. Keep going. Find a way to get to my dad. Don't ever look back. Just keep fighting to get back to my dad. Going back because of her threat will always be my biggest regret. I should have kept running. I kid you not, when I was exactly 16 I felt like I had this experience. I had an incredibly vivid dream about being old and full of regret over how I had wasted my life. I don't recall the details of the dream, but I do remember the utter elation I felt when I woke up and realized I was 16 with so much of my life ahead of me. I'm 34 now and this is still a major memory of mine. I think of it often to remind myself to not grow old and re-experience that deep regret. Probably be upset that I'm trapped. But also I guess I get a head start on where I want to take my life. This is my biggest fantasy. I would do so many things differently. If only. Bet that the Florida Marlins are going to defeat the Cleveland Indians in the '97 World Series. Along with any titles I remember. Also, stop 9/11. Leave the Mormon Church immediately. Reroute all money I was saving for my mission to my personal savings, get a vasectomy, and proceed to have much more fun in college.
I hope you all are doing well, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed this video. If you have something to say critically or otherwise, leave a comment. And if you enjoy this content, don't forget to subscribe to see more of it. I hope you all have wonderful and fulfilled lives.